Oh, yes. Good evening, good evening, good evening. When you come inside, share the live. We are on Fearless Warrior Inquirer, Fearless Warrior YouTube, Twitch. We are broadcasting on Twitch tonight. And we are broadcasting, I think it's on BounXup Central Facebook page. So you can go into Fearless Warrior fan page on Facebook and you can see the stream live. And you can go to Twitch. We are over on Twitch. We are on YouTube, on the Fearless Warrior Inquirer on YouTube. And we are going to be pumping to about three more social media websites this evening. And also we do have our guest that is ready to go. Yes, and it is really and truly tech time is really on Tuesday, but really and truly because we wanted to give you a special tonight. We ourselves also, this is the most exciting time that we are actually having, in that we have a person who is involved in the whole tech, and we also have some tech and some technology to show to you all also tonight. So we can look out for our news. We do have news, yes, we do have news, and people will be surprised. I think that we have a little thing in the making for Mr. Bickramdass, and I know that he will be amazed. Yes, good evening, Daniela Williams, and that's over on the YouTube section. So those who are on the Facebook, you can come in, share the live, and let people know that we are here. So let me bring my guests on. So look out for the news at 8:30. I'm hoping that we do have our news at 8:30 tonight, or we may have it coming up to the end of the show. But we do have our Nicole Prince, who is back with us. Yes, we brought her back, and she's working alongside with our hectic team. And people will be surprised when we drop the news tonight. So let me bring on, and welcome. Let me bring him on. Now, let me just bring him on here. All right. Bring him on here. Okay, so we're supposed to be starting. All right. I don't know why that's okay, but just make sure here. Dun, dun, dun. Where's my director when I need my director? But I know that she's busy. I know that the director is busy in the background, putting together some things here. So let me, right. Nice. So we should supposed to be seeing our, yes. Nice. So good evening, Mr. Ronnie Bickramdass. Yes, I think I got it correct.
Yes. Good evening. Good evening to everyone. Hope you can hear me clearly.
No. let me bring you up.
Okay.
It was just on there. No, what? Why that? Okay. Where did that come from? But tonight is I'll be highlighting Miss Daniela Williams. So tonight we are highlighting Daniela Williams. All right. So I think you're supposed to be coming up there now. Not on the screen. I don't know. So let me try this one more. Director, where's my director when you need it? I don't know why they just leave the studio and go out to get things to eat, and they just leave the studio. I don't know why. Right, good. I don't know what was in the problem there, but I'm glad. I think we got it sorted out. All right. So good evening, good evening, good evening, Mr. Ronnie, Bickramdass. I think I have it right.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did get it right.
Good. So good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the Nexus. And this is our technology show, the Nexus. And I know a lot of people will be asking, but witness, so there are technology, there are fine points, there have dauntless defenders of good governance. They have, and they ain't seen nothing yet. They ain't seen nothing. They ain't seen nothing yet. But it's all good because at the end of the day, it's about technology tonight. And tonight we're actually highlighting Miss Daniela Williams. Yes, Daniela Williams, and one of our avid what followers and listeners. And as I said, we are piping to 7 because one of our YouTube channels was blocked last night. I don't know for what reason. Something that already showing on their channel, let the block. But so good evening, Mr. Ronnie Big. I don't know why I'm going to say Brick, but Bickramdass. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, and thank you very much. And it's fine. You can refer to me as Ronnie. That is okay. I know the last name is a bit difficult to pronounce at times, but that is fine. So I mean, you can refer to me as Ronnie. That is perfect. Everyone knows me as Ronnie anyway, so it's fine.
Okay. Well, Mr. Mr. Big Ramdas. I know I want to say the correct thing, because it's just more polite to say the surname than the first name. So, Mr. Big
Yes,
Ramdas, tell us
correct.
tell us something about yourself.
Well, I am a lecturer at the UTT, at the University of Trinidad and Tobago, in the Mechanical Engineering, Entrepreneurship and Manufacturing unit. I'm currently doing
Mhm.
my PhD in manufacturing engineering. I have a master's in design and entrepreneurship. So I do a lot of design work. And my area of study or my area of research is robotics, mechatronics, controls. So that aspect, as well as design, right? So that is mine forte as such. Um, I've been in education for around 20 years. So I've been, doing and working at the university level. It is really, really good in terms of what I do. I like what I do, and research is something I really like. I'm passionate about research. I like, building stuff, designing stuff, and that's where the robotics part come in. And obviously, you have to be aware of technology in terms of robotics and whatnot if you are in that field. Um, so I'm also the chairman of the Oral Roots Traditional. I'm the chairman of the board. Um, I also won a couple of innovation titles, right? We had designed a robot, enter a competition. We won, won it 1 year, and we came to the a couple of years after. So I have been involved in this for a long time. And just a side note, I'm also a cricket coach. So I'm involved in sports as well. And yes, technology is in sports. So I guess that is where I am as well. So that's just basically, in a nutshell, a bit about me.
Mm. So because there are long accolade behind your name there, and one must say that yes, you're really passionate about what you do because I know that you would be teaching and you've been training some students and stuff in robotics and these different things. Um, so I know that you have a passion for the science actually and
Yeah.
the mechanical part of it also. But tell us, in because I know, well, I don't want to say in your world, because in the world of science, you know, it's a small group. It's not a big market. It's like a small niche market. Do you believe that science is being taken seriously in Trinidad and Tobago?
Um, that question could be answered in twofold. In terms
Mm,
of, so I would say, let's say 10 years, 15 years ago, I would say no, right? In terms of science, people weren't really too, optimistic about science and even though the technology, because, Trinidad and Tobago, we were a bit behind in terms of the technology. But and in saying that, we have been working in robotics, the team that I work with, for over 15 years. Yes, so it may sound like when you tell people, yes, we have been building robots, we have been involved in robotics for over 15 years. You're like, no, you're lying. That's not true. But we are. And as people get more involved, the younger ones get more involved in technology. Now, technology it's way advanced, not just in Trinidad, but around the world. But we are catching up with the world. Yes, we still are a bit behind, but we are catching up with the world. And I think technology, people have different views of technology. People look at technology as those social media aspect and whatnot. That is one part of it. But then you have the scientific part of it, the research and part of it, and that is what I am involved in, and that is it actually getting better and better. So more and more people are getting involved in that research scientific aspect of technology because it's more available now because of most of the technology are what we call open source, so it's available to everyone and people can get involved in it. People can get to use the technology free of charge pretty much, and they are able to utilize it properly and for the right way, use it for the right way and for the benefit of everybody, right?
mm,
So yes, I would say we are getting better in terms of the technology and we are starting to utilize the technology more in Trinidad and Tobago.
mm.
And
So,
just to add, yes, just to add one thing again there. Sorry to cut you across, but you said it's a niche market. It's very small. It's not actually that small. Huh? We have a lot of more people, and in the grand scheme of things, in the let's say looking worldwide, science, and technology is very very big. A lot of people involved in it, right? So it started off pretty much as a niche, as you rightly said, but it's now getting bigger and bigger. A lot more people are getting involved with it.
mm. So it would mean that, but it would be what more the children, the younger generation, or the more mature generation. Which one would be more inclined to be more enthused into the whole science aspect and really go into I want to design this, I want to build this, I want to expand my knowledge in science. Who would be more inclined to that, the adults or more the younger generation?
More the younger generation. And why I would say more the younger generation, because the younger generation, they want things to be a lot easier. And in order for you to have things easy, you have to utilize technology to make things easy for yourself, right? In terms of, okay, if you want to, make your, like, let's say kids, they have chores to do at home. If you want to make the chores a lot easier and enjoyable, you might, design something or build something to help you with the chores. For instance, a robot, right? So in that case, the younger ones would more be involved with the technology because they want to make things, they want to make life easier, they want to make things, and a lot of them want to, be a little famous. So designing something and building something would make you famous if you want to go
Mm,
that way as well. And it all
mm.
adds to the social media. So the younger generation, they are into the social media. So if you can do something, build something or use technology to enhance and make something better, then people like to post to the social media, and you get yourself a lot of likes, you get a little bit of fame, and that's what it's about now.
But in terms of expense, how expensive it is to actually go into this whole science and technology field? Is it an expensive field, or is it a reasonable cost that, because let me say my child wants to go into it and wants to develop a, a, a robot to make chores easier in the house. Is it an expensive thing or is it cheap?
No, it is not expensive, all right? Because what you can do, there are stuff available. As I said, there are a lot of open source software that you can use for programming and all of that. So you don't have to pay a lot of money for that, right? Yes, you may have to buy parts to probably build the robot and whatnot, but you can utilize, parts, already existing parts. You can utilize parts from old equipment and whatnot. So you can get parts, utilize what is available, and still build something that would perform a particular task. So you don't have to go out there and buy the most expensive parts, buy the most expensive materials to build a robot. Yes, you'll see nice fancy robots online, but you can build something that, not that fancy. You don't have to look fancy and look nice, but it can perform the task that you want it to. And that's the important aspects of robotics, is getting something to perform the task that you want it to, right? And utilizing the technology that is available. And yes, the technology is really readily available, and it's pretty much, you can get most of these software and things free, right? So it's just a matter of utilizing what is available. And I would say definitely it is not an expensive field or expensive aspect or expensive thing that you want to get into, an area that you want to get into, right? Yes, as I said, you would see a lot of expensive robots doing this, but is the look of it. Because of some of the technology that they have, it may apply, it may require a lot of money. But then you can use simple things. And then what you use now is your knowledge of programming, your knowledge of the equipment, that you can program it to do the task that you want to, rather than getting some expensive equipment to do a similar task. So yeah, I would say it is not that expensive.
Mm.
So
So,
you can tell your daughter, yeah, get into it. Yeah, definitely.
okay, okay. So when when you design something, right? Who then has to give, let me say, okay, you design this robot. Who has to give the approval to say, well, okay, this is a certified invention? Do we have that in Trinidad, or is just accreditation basically?
Well, we have a couple of facilities. We have like the Bureau of Standards that they could, look at it and say it meets certain standards, right? Say, for
Mm-hmm.
instance, if it's interaction with humans, then you will have to meet certain requirements in terms of safety requirements, in terms of not, wouldn't go too close to cause harm to the person, or if whatever task is performing, it's safe enough. There's a fail safe that if it goes beyond certain boundaries, it can shut off, right? Or you can shut it off to cause harm. So yes, there is that, safety aspect that you need to consider, right? But again, yeah, you don't need to really look at, all those big uh those big companies that, build expensive robots for those things. You can do something simple that will perform the task. It's all about, the task at hand. Yeah.
Okay. But so do you have any inventions that you may want to highlight or show, that you would have invented to the public or anything?
Well, I I am part of a group that we do a lot of robotics work, right? So it's a group of us that work together, and I must say, it's under our supervisor, Professor Prakash Prasad. He's the one who would be the brain behind all of the work that we do. And yes, the group, we did invent a lot of things. We did invent what we call the tabla robot. I don't know if most of you all would know what is the tabla. It's the drums of East Indian drums. So we
Yeah.
actually built a robot to play the tabla. It's the first of its kind in the world. And nobody had ever built something like that anywhere in the world. So we actually built one. We have it actually programmed. It plays. We have it actually played for a singer, right? Live singing, right? It actually was used to teach a class to play tabla. Yeah. So one of our workers, he did a PhD. His PhD was on, using the tabla robot as a teaching aid. So it actually teach a class, and then we had an actual teacher teach another class, and they were examined. And I mean, I'm not knocking anyone, but the evidence showed, from the results of the exam, that the class with the robot did better than the class with the actual human, right? So that's one of our major robots that we build, that tabla robot, right? We also build uh, a bowling machine with an arm, cricket bowling machine with an arm that actually rotates and delivers the ball. So the traditional machine where the wheels shoot
Yeah.
out the ball to the batters, right? So we actually build a machine with an arm rotating and delivering the ball. So it's very realistic. And when batters come to practice, they practice with follow the ball. So that's the main thing batters use, right? Follow the ball from the bowler's hand to the pitch, then so they can play properly. So with the traditional machine, they will loosen the ball when they feed the ball to the machine. But with this bowling machine that we built, right, designed and built, Dr. Kelvin Lawton Jr., he designed and built the last version of it. Um, it actually rotates an arm and bowl the ball to the batter. And again, we tested it. So I did the testing aspect, validation of the machine, and it was very accurate. It was 97% accurate in terms of where you want to put the ball. It bowls various deliveries at various speeds. So that is two of the major uh, robotics projects that we build. We also have other projects that we work on in terms of, energy, right? Renewable energy and stuff like that. We had one of our students, he built a wave energy simulator. We had another person did a safe agriculture system, fully automated agriculture system. So we have, these sort of projects that we work on a consistent basis in using the technology that exists. We are also working on a current pan playing robot, a robot to play the pan. Yes. Yeah, you heard me right.
So
Yes.
so wait. So just now we may not need no pan men pushing no pan and not the station.
No. We are not going to take away the jobs of these pan players. Okay, it is just, in the whole thing of robotics, we created the tabla robot, so we decided to create a pan robot. To create that ensemble of instruments that is, native to Trinidad and Tobago.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But are your inventions patent?
Uh,
Because we're talking about a robot playing the tabla and a robot playing the pan.
yeah.
Are they patent?
No, sad to say that they are not patent at the moment. The tablet robot in particular. So we were trying to get put the process in place to patent the tablet robot in particular, but it's just some logistics we have to work out with the university. But yes, that could be patented. But we so far it's just our research work that we have been doing, and we are proud of what we have been doing and what we have done thus far, and we hope that in this we can get more and more youths involved and in the research, in the technology, and build more things that will help um, make the world a better place. You never know what you could come up with or what you could design and build, because our students at the university, they build a lot of small projects in terms of we tell them to, if they have a little issue probably at home or where they work, if they could build some device, some automated device that would help them, and students actually do that. We have students or finally have students building project. One actually built a robot to climb a coconut tree and pick coconuts. Yes, you heard me right. Yes, and it actually worked.
Wait, wait,
We
wait,
have
wait,
more
wait,
students.
wait, wait, wait. No, no, wait. So if we want to come and see these well, I don't call it
Projects.
a science because if we want to come and see this robotic climbing a coconut tree and picking coconut and playing the tabla and playing the pan, where we can come and see this?
Well, you can come to our department. It's located at in Point Jesus campus. But we also have the tablet plane robot. It's on YouTube. So you can go to YouTube and you can see the tablet robot. You can see it actually playing for a singer, a live singer. Yeah, you can see it there.
It's a live
We have
thing.
yes, it was live. Yeah, so the singer was singing and the robot played for him. Yeah, so we have a YouTube video of that as well. So you
But
can go on YouTube and search for
I
it.
think, but I think my director looking for that video now. Eh? I think I gotta see because I know no because I know in the world of technology, I know in the world of technology we have AIs and people are afraid of
Yeah,
these AIs. Well, artificial intelligence basically,
yeah.
what we call AI. A lot of people are afraid of them, and they're afraid that they will take over their jobs. They're afraid that they will do damage to the economy. I don't know. What is your thoughts on these AI? Because I know you're involved in technology. Is it a
Yeah.
good thing? Is it a bad thing? Should we worry about these things? What?
I think it's a good thing. Right? I don't think we should worry too much about it at the moment. Right? Yes, I know everybody saw the movie Matrix and we saw those movies where robots taking over in terms of AI. But I don't think we should worry about those things at the moment. Um, I think AI is a good thing because it helps us a lot, right? So right now, a
Mm.
lot of people use AI for in terms of data arrangement and whatnot, right? And it works well. Where you have a data, you set a set of AI rules in terms of arranging the data and sorting the data and whatnot. So people use it a lot for that purpose at the moment, and that works well because it makes your life easy when you have data and sorting data and whatnot, right? AI works well for that. And also, we see a lot of people using AI for like chatbots for your website and all those things. That is AI. When you go to our website, you'll see a chatbot come up with kind of interacting with you to find out what it is you want and what you want to do and why you want to go to the website and what information you need and all that. So these things are very good in terms of interacting with people and getting information that you need. Right. So in that, it could direct you to exactly what you want. So I would say AI is good. Right. I mean, right now we have our students. We have an AI course in our program in UTT in the in design and manufacturing, where we have students use AI to program a device to do a particular task. Right. So we are utilizing it. It's there for us. It's there for everybody to utilize. But the thing about AI, it's how you apply it. Right? If you apply to do a task that you need in a proper way, it will get done properly, right? But is what you use the AI for. Some people may use it for a not good reason, right? And that's when you have problems with the AI, problems with the technology. But if you use it for good tasks, with doing things that you need and you want it to, then you should have no problem. And I think AI is here to stay, right? As much as we probably don't like it, it is here to stay. It will keep evolving. It will get better, right? And it eventually will make our lives better. And we can work hand in hand with AI. We don't have to let AI take over. We can work with AI because at the end of the day, we are the one programming the AI to do the particular task. Yes, high-end deep learning AI will learn on its own and start to learn and do its own thing. But at the end of the day, you will still have control over it. That's the thing. You still have control over it. So it wouldn't be able to get out of control. Well, not as yet. It depends on how the technology evolves. Right?
Well, the only nice thing with AI, it will save money in terms of you don't have to pay AI to do some of the work for you to do.
Well, that's a good thing. That's exactly what people use an AI for right now at the moment. To make your life easy.
Yeah. So I'm aware that AI is the future really and truly, and it is coming because we have seen all these movies where with Will Smith, and strange enough, Mr. Bickramdass, strange enough, I don't know if you ever seen a movie with Will Smith when it had a set of robots taking over. They started off nice robots, and then they started to take over the world.
Yes,
and they had to
iRobot was the name. Yes.
Right. And look when that was at that time. That was how many years ago?
Yeah.
And today, AI reached that point now that you literally see them in a well, not in Trinidad really and truly. Well, it may be by you all in UTT and different science places, but AI has now reached that point where people starting to watch this thing like, just now, you may not need a woman, you go to AI. You may not need a man, you go to AI. The thing is, you're sure you ain't getting pregnant. But
well, I think you're taking it to a different level. Yeah. But no, well, if you want to put it this way, right? So AI, not in Trinidad, but AI in the world, it has reached so far that we actually have humanoid robots with AI technology that could actually carry on a proper conversation. So there's Sophie, who has AI technology, who could sit down and carry on a proper conversation with you, as if it's two humans having a conversation. She can do everything just as a human, right? In terms of talk, or way of thinking, or way of processing, singing, all these things. There's also Amika, who can do similar, right? So there are a lot of robots using, this AI technology. In China right now, there are a couple of robots that actually, with the same AI technology, it's so humanoid, they're actually serving people in restaurants, and you cannot tell. That's how far the technology has reached. But yes, we are not that far here in Trinidad, but it's out there. The technology is very far out there.
So at the UTT, is the government spending the kind of resources? Because sometimes you will hear in some countries they're spending, if it's 2 point something billion in science to reach the moon, to design this, to design that. How much is the budget really for science in Trinidad and Tobago? I see you're laughing, you know.
That's a difficult question you're asking there, you know. You really putting me on
Right?
the spot on.
No, because if we're looking at science and technology, how much is really being invested into the whole science department? Because remember, the government said that they want to go into the digital age, they want to go into the more science age. How much money is really being spent in terms of investment into science and technology in Trinidad and Tobago?
Well, to be honest, I would say not enough, right, is being spent. But I think they are investing. So initially, UTT was set up as sort of a research campus, right, a research university. So money was spent on getting equipment and doing research for these sort of purposes. But it's still being done, not at the level as they expect because of the financial situation with the country. Yes, we are not getting the funding that we would like, right? But yes, for certain projects, we are getting funding from private entities and whatnot. We get grants for certain projects. So we are able to acquire funding, from different revenue areas so that we could continue our research or continue our work in AI and, build more and more. But yeah, the funding is something that, we hope that more funds could be released by the government if possible, right? But the government are spending money, I would say, and you mentioned they are spending money in terms of upgrading the ministries. So there is a Ministry of Technology that actually looking at now of upgrading all technology or all the ministries or the government infrastructures in terms of bringing it up to the technology of this to the level that it should be, right? And digitizing everything, we should see, because everything is paper based for now. So they are really digitizing everything, and the government is spending money on that. So you give them credit for when it's due, and also we together with the government and PAHO, the PAHO is actually funding a project where we are implementing high-low robots in the medical sector. So we are trying to implement a set of robots into the medical sector to help the doctors with interfacing with patients. So it was really for the COVID aspect, so that instead of doctors have to interface with patients, we could have the robot go in and they could collect the information from the patient, what is needed, what is necessary, even do certain tests, so that the doctors don't have to interface with these patients and make it a lot safer. So yes, that project has been is ongoing. Actually, the robots are being procured so that we can implement. So UTT was part of that project, but is part of that project in terms of getting those robots into the medical sector, into the hospitals as well. So 4 hospitals as earmarked for those things. So yes, the government, they are spending the money on technology to improve and to get us in a position that we should be. But I think more finance need to be spent or to be directed towards more research, especially in the science and technology.
Coding. When we hear coding in science and technology, when we hear the word coding, because a lot of people hear coding, but they don't understand this coding. What is that in science and development of these robots and all these different things? Do you have to use coding for robots, or only for science and the technology part?
Well, yes, you need coding. You need to code or program, right? People call it coding, but some people may refer to it as programming. But you need to code. You need to program all aspects, right? In terms of the technology, robotics. Yes, you have to program the robotic to perform certain tasks. Yes, if you use AI, it would develop strategies in which the robot would learn and perform tasks on its own. but you still have to do that initial coding, that initial programming that is needed for the robot to start the process. So yes, coding is important, and coding comes in all different forms, right? And you know, we may say, you know, you cannot use programming, or I'm too old to do programming, no, or I'm too young to do programming, no. Programming comes at different levels, so you have different aspects. So you have, for the younger ones, we have what we call block programming, where the lines of codes are already written in blocks, so the kids just have to pull a block that will do a particular task for them, right? Then you have intermediate, where, you know, those people want to actually get into the coding, where they want to learn to write the codes for their own, right? In terms of, you know, you have, you know, Python is the more popular coding right now we use, right? So, you know, you can get into that. Then you have the advanced coding, where you get into the AI aspect, in terms of, you know, neural nets and all these sort of things, where you program strategies for the robot to actually learn, or for the AI to actually learn on its own. So we have different levels of the programming, but yes, or the coding, yes, it is available. Everyone can do it. It have no age limit to learning code, right? You can learn at any point. And yes, it is involved in everything, right? Everything that we do, even the software that we use, the windows that we use, our phone, everything is coding. Coding has been used. All the apps that have been developed, right? All the social media apps is coding, right? It's coding that is done for you to perform those particular tasks which you like. So yes, it is available, and it is pretty much available in everything that we do. Even cars are programmed to do particular tasks. So yeah.
So, so the coding is the coding is really in the backbone basically of half of these things coming into being basically then.
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, you can, if you want something to do a particular, you can build a robot to do something, to move, right? You can hardware it with a switch and it will move. But if you want it to move autonomously, if you want it to move automatic on its own, that is where the coding comes in. So it will do the task, will perform the task on its own, right? That's where the coding really comes in. So it interface inputs with outputs to perform a particular task. So, or if you want, the inputs are basically sensors, right? That you have, you know, ultrasonic sensors, light sensors, touch sensors. So when it, you know, that the sensor interacts with something in the environment, it will send a signal to the coding. The coding will say, okay, perform a particular task. So yeah, uh, it is an important part of anything that you do in the coding.
So when can I come and see this? Because I know it is a science fair and all different things, but when
Yeah.
can I come and take a look at this? Because really and truly, I tell you honestly, Mr. Bickramdass, Bickramdass,
Yes.
the to me, really and truly, because when I talk about patenting of these the tabla, the robot playing a tabla, the robot playing pan, you
Yeah.
know, and in terms of patenting, the reason why I asking that is because I realize that we have a number of instruments that would have been created in Trinidad and Tobago, and a number of things that would have been created in Trinidad and Tobago, and is unique to Trinidad and Tobago. And for some strange reason, we cannot get the patenting of these things quickly done. What is the holding back the process in these things?
Well, the patenting process is a long process, to be honest, right? First, you have to, you know, do your research in terms of what it is you want to patent, to see if what exists, if it exists, right? You have to, you know, do research on the name, on the product, mechanisms on the product, if it's coding, all these things, you have to do research on it first. And then there's a cost attached. That's the important thing. There's a large cost attached to it. So a lot of people don't patent stuff because of the costing part aspect of it, right? Because it costs a lot to really put out a patent there. Some people may get funding, right? if you is part of a project that is funded by some firm or some company or whatnot, yeah, you can utilize part of the funding to do the patent. But patent is a high cost attached to it, and yeah, the time taken, because even when you put the patent in, they'll have to do their research, and you have to cross check it with other patents available. So it's a very lengthy process. So sometimes it may take years to get a patent. It takes a very, very long time. So I think that's one of the things that really hamper a lot of the our local people from getting patents and all these things. So cost one and time factor. Because I mean, if it is you want to patent something and you put it out there, right? Um, as soon as somebody see it, they could start to reverse engineer it and build something similar and sell it. So then you could patent a particular product or whatnot, spend years and real money doing it, and then somebody could look at it, reverse engineer it, build something similar, right, which would avoid getting caught up with the patent, and sell it at a cheaper price, and you would still lose, right? So same thing when we were going through the process with the tablet robot, and it took a long time, and the funding was an issue, and by the time we kind of hid it from the world, we started to fall back in terms of the technology. So we started to say, okay, you know what? Let's show people what it is we are doing. Let's show people the technology that we have here in Trinidad and Tobago, and we started to do it that way. So that's where we are at right now. But as I say, patent is very important. Yes, if you could patent your technology, your product, and whatnot, but it's time consuming. One, it takes a long while, and its cost very high. It's a high cost factor.
High cost factor.
Yeah.
Well, so if somebody wants to come down by the UTT and take a look at these invention and highlight it to the world, really and truly, what is the process you have to go through to do that?
Well, in that case, you can contact our one of our admins or program officers. Just tell them you want to come and look at what the facilities we have. We could actually do a tour of the entire facility that we have in terms of our labs and where we do our research, and we can show you a number of the different projects that we work on as lecturers as well as researchers, also projects that students work on. So you can contact any one of our admins right in the department, and they will basically set up an appointment with you, say, okay, if you want, you could come certain day, a certain time, and somebody would be here to just walk you through the facilities and show you the whole process. Or you could even contact me. I can always arrange a time to bring you down or to meet you on campus and show you what we have. That is we actually welcome that. We actually have schools come to our facility to see our projects and we go out to the schools too. We do outreach, go out to the schools and show them what we are about, show them our projects, and kind of encourage them to get into the technology, get into the science, get into robotics, and even come to our department.
No, I'm really interested in this thing, because really and truly, dealing with even with our community hub, sometimes you will hear the technical team saying, you had to learn the code, you had to learn this, you had to learn that, you had to learn this, you had to understand this. And it'll be like, why do I need to learn this at this particular stage? Why do I need to bring my children to learn this? Because that might confuse my brain when I hear coding. Coding, how I mean coding. You understand what I'm saying? But I would really like to come down at UTT and see the good work that is being done, because really and truly, it will really give people that sense, especially the younger children, who want to be involved in the technology, who want to see these type of things. And I know a number of children would like to see them things.
Yes, they do.
I would really like to come and see these inventions and really and I think one of the things that you all could do, because Well, knowing that we have a high crime rate in Trinidad at this point in time, I think that some of these fellas, no, you may laugh about it, eh? But you'll be surprised to see some of the things with these fellas and them who involved in quote unquote maybe in criminal activity, maybe sitting down and watching. Hey boy, look at this thing now, boy. Why can't design that and make some money off of it? Is these
Yeah,
things
yeah.
really, could you make money off of it, really and truly? Especially in Trinidad?
Yes, yes, you could. So there are some projects and even like final year projects that students work on that it has scope for commercializing. So we can build a proper product out of them because the students generally will build a prototype, right, to test the concepts. So you can build a final product out of it, and yeah, it could be commercialized, it could be sold, and you can make money out of it. Yes.
Mm. But I would really, really, technology has, no, really and truly, technology has really opened up my mind to a number of possibilities, especially in designing the whole community platform.
Yeah. Well, I want
No,
to allude to something that you mentioned just now, right? If you permit me, you mentioned something that it's difficult. You would think about you have to go and learn this coding and thing. But as I said before, anybody could learn it, and you would know. Um, right now in Madras primary school, I did a little course with some primary school students, some standard two students actually, right, and they were able to learn the coding. They were able to build a robot. They were able to program a robot and test it to perform a certain task. So you would think that okay, yeah, it's at that age they wouldn't be able to do that. No, they are very much capable, and as I said, there are different levels of coding which you can get them into. And they had started with the block programming, and they were able to program a robot to perform a particular task, and they did it on their own pretty much in the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
That was a
okay.
program that was also sponsored by the U.S. Embassy through the Oral Roots Foundation.
Hmm.
So,
Well, my news, let me see. Because I want to share just so yeah, so I that was my director there because we're supposed to be coming up to the 9 o'clock one, and we have a little news to make sure that the news production team is ready, and really and truly I am ready because I really want to show how technology has advanced really and truly in Trinidad and Tobago. And yes, so director, if it is ready, I would like to bring on my news anchor. And yeah, so I would like to get my news anchor so that okay, so the news up here now. Yeah, what I tell you? You think that you can leave the studio, leave the studio and go on outside. So I may not be able to show my news tonight. Um, just let me just make sure.
Yeah.
Mhm. Because I really, yeah, no, my technology simply left the building. I can maybe talk about robots, right? So the
Yeah.
robot actually
Yes.
left the building. So I don't know how I'm getting my news because they probably was thinking, they wanted to come on 5 minutes. Oh, okay, okay. So the news is not ready as yet to
Okay.
finalize. So, but we must bring you back. We must bring you back. I know that you will be out. We will be heading out of the country basically. But in terms of the Caribbean, do we have a number of students from the Caribbean coming to UTT to learn about science and technology?
Yes, we do. We actually, in our department, we had a student from, I believe, was St. Vincent, I believe, or St. Lucia, one of those countries. We had from other countries, from Jamaica as well. So yes, we do have students from other Caribbean countries coming and yeah, enhancing the skills in the technology. We actually had a student from one of those countries. Actually, he came and he learned the technology and he started his own design business in his country. So there is a lot of scope for you to start your own
I
business as
think
well,
I'm not
utilizing the
hearing you.
technology.
I'm not hearing you. Just now. Let me just make sure here because I'm not hearing you.
Me? You're not hearing? You're hearing me now?
Uh, hmm. Yeah, talk to me here.
Yes. Are you hearing me? I did not change anything. My mic is still on. So are you hearing me now?
All
Yeah.
right. So you hear me now, right?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Yes, I'm hearing you.
All right. So you hear me.
Yes, I am hearing you.
You all right. Okay. Well, I don't know what happened with my audio on my side, but I am hearing, but outside hearing. So right. So I could hear it based from outside, from the studio outside.
Okay.
So, but I really want to thank you. I really want to thank you, Mr. Bickramdass, and for coming on tonight and really highlighting and showcasing what we are doing in terms of technology in Trinidad and Tobago, and how it is going to be impacting in Trinidad and future. So, but I know I'm going to come to UTT. I'm going to take a day and come down to UTT and really do a show if I have to from down there and really talk to some of the students, talk to, see the inventions and really highlight it because I think that we not really paying attention to technology in Trinidad. I don't think plenty people taking this thing serious. And technology is evolving, technology is growing around us. In fact, they're forcing you to act, not they're forcing you. Technology is in making you go to in terms of you have to use it to use the banking sector on the online. You had to use
Yep.
everything online. You also had to just know you were still use AI when you go by like the airports. AI might be talking to you eventually. Who knows? The world is changing. But
Yes, sir.
any final comments? Any final comments?
Well, I just want to say, it was a pleasure, having, being part of your program and, talking to you about the technology, giving information about the technology, and just to reinforce that it is available. It is, here in Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, plenty people, and the majority of people may not think that, we are that advanced, but we are. And we are utilizing the technology, and it's just a matter of more and more people just being aware of it and, getting involved in utilizing the technology. But as you rightly pointed out just now there, we are using the technology in everyday life, and we just don't know it. Everything we do, all those online banking and all those things, we are utilizing the technology, and some of them are AI based. And yes, yet we don't think that we are, evolved enough, but we are.
So I want to thank you again, and I do look forward to coming to UTT and really, really doing a show and showcasing the good works at UTT.
Definitely look forward to it. Look forward to it for sure.
Okay, thanks a lot. So that was lecturer, and that's like, let me just remove you from stage. Tell you the AI left the building. The AI say they're hungry. I never say AI hungry yet. So AI say they're hungry. Yeah, right. I think at the end of my show, at the end of my show. Right. So this Wednesday, not tomorrow, but this Wednesday, really and truly, we are going to have a co-host joining me on Wednesday, and he is riding all the way from Central. The West has not reached yet, but we have Central that will be riding in to join me on Dauntless Defenders of Good Governance, as we will be talking some real governance issues that we may have to deal with in Trinidad and Tobago. So look out people, as we are now going to prepare ourselves for the governance, the dogs, the DDOG. And let me tell you, the Nexus was great tonight. I must say, I must really thank our technical team. I must thank all the people who have been behind the scenes playing a pivotal role in ensuring that our program moves smoother and much, much better than ever before. And I know that they are happy, they are smiling. I'm sorry that we could not bring the news tonight, but we will bring the news. later on, later on during the night or sometime in the morning early, our news with our new, with Nicole Prince. So Nicole Prince is back and she will be bringing the headline news. And really and truly, I want to thank everybody for coming on board, joining. And as I told you all last night, our site, the platform, the community hub is open. It will be open for 7 days, the whole entire site. So you can come, you can view the whole entire site, BounXup.com, BounXup Central. You can view the whole entire site and you can actually get on, register, and be part and parcel of this community hub. After the 7 days, we will be locking down the community hub and you must register. We have to meet certain requirements. So we are allowing you all to come, view, see, and come in. So I want to thank you all tonight for actually being part and parcel of BounXup. And really and truly, we look forward to our next program because look out, we have another new program that we'll be introducing next week. And this will be on next week, Tuesday. So we have Monday, the Nexus. Tuesday will be a new program that we'll be launching next week. And Wednesday, Dauntless Defenders of Good Governance. On Thursday, Artist Day. And you never know what will happen on Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday. So you may not see me, you may see somebody else, but look out. We are going to be here and we are not going anywhere. So come on, come in, rock and come in and be a part of history in our community hub right here on BounXup.com. Let me play this song for you all. I know you like this song. Every Trinidadian like this song, man. Even the diaspora outside of Trinidad likes this song. So let me yeah, I want them hear it from you. So good evening. Have a blessed night. Enjoy your night. And my voice is every time I take a trip, I feel like one man, like one man. Yeah. Every time I short I say, I feel like one man, like one man. You're gonna be inside, tonight. To ever taking over, show I'm having a good time. Rest the head aside, I've been dynamite. Every time, yeah. From the time I take a sip, I'm ready to go.